I know Dennis and a couple of the other guys like that. Looks like the market's semi-tanking right before they open as well. It was already not looking too good. Rates are elevated. It's come down in gold and slightly up. Webull top gainers. Let me know anything else, Daniel, that you see there. Thanks. Right. So that. Come over here. Okay. What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Like, I didn't make a post on Twitter, but it's me live now. Okay. It automatically makes that post. Just keep that open, probably. No, probably not. Should get a little end table over here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Which side of my face is this? Oh, okay. So if I open my shutters here, you'll see light on my face. Let's see. No. Oh, here it goes. Oh, yeah, you kind of do. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll try and go with it this time. All right, you guys. So, yeah, we're watching RNAS, Phase, and AVTX. We only trade stocks that end with Z or X, or have a Z or an X. I don't know. No, it's just that's a sign that shit. Stocks are that there's nothing good right now. Oh, I was checking on Vino. I want to check Vino, and then also, by the way, RNAS is looking good. Vino, no. Okay, yeah, that's probably a split. Yeah, it is. Okay, 10-to-1 split, reverse split. BBTS. I looked at this earlier. No good. No go on that. PXMD. To avoid issues like black screen during live, update your driver and restart the studio. Your screen. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know. Let me see. Everything up. Download on website. Okay. PXMD. No. NVOS. God, with very low volume. Never mind. No, that's it. Pretty anemic right now on the market. Yeah, that's not even worth following. RNAS is where it's at this morning. We'll talk about the market in just a minute. Downloads, okay, it's still downloading that. Okay, we'll talk about the market now. So, the W continues to go in. Let's see if I can make this any bigger. I can put that like that. Okay. I mean, the end of the year is still a ways off here, but the W continues to get put in. Wonder Woman. That's the old one, by the way. Something like this, you know. We may undercut, and we'll talk about that like in just a moment. But you can see how a W can form, and then we'll have a little pullback in December, and then Santa Claus rally or multiple, 2 little rallies or something going into the new year. I've been drawing that, you know, every day since July, and that is indeed what's happening. I mean, a very nice long base is what we want. However, we do believe that that 2024 is going to be a flat year due to election year, rotating into safety, and then there might be moments of hype that won't last. Yeah, Bob's here. Mark. I think Mark and Bob. Maybe you didn't hear me talk about that. Election year. The markets can be more flat because the next 4 years is still uncertain whether or not to be investing in socialist type stocks or capitalist type stocks. You don't know. So, you know, things like just value stocks and just holding strong, preservation of capital, gold, the dollar, perhaps, inflationaries, defensives, staples, value, utilities, you know, those kinds of things. Yes, if you know, it could go either way. You know, Bob, depending on who's elected, what kind of regime we have. All right, so now, as you can see, here's a post I made on that this morning. You can read a tiny bit more about that while I'm talking. Okay, so as you can see, we're opening. This is the pre-market indication here. We're opening 60 cents down from Friday's close, but that's a really close to the bottom of this base now. We're halfway there already in pre-market and looking pretty weak. If I have to look across the board, it looks like a lowering tide and rates are flying. That's what seems to be going on this week. So we probably will undercut this low, and that's going to trigger sort of a what's the word? I want to say swipe, but that's not the right word. A smear. Thank you. That's the one. No, not thank you. Myself. Thank you, myself. I came up with it. A smear of panic-driven stop-loss triggers. Yes, lava smearing down a mountain. And that will cause the market to have a very strong red plunge, right? But if you don't know much about the market and how the market moves, those have to be sort of wrung out. Like when we get into oversold situations like that, they come back. You know, maybe the gap open the next day lower, but they reverse and they come back and they fill up and they spend a few days absorbing, you know, the big move. You know, it's pretty rare we get 2 gigantic panic days in a row with a gap in between. That's usually a you know, semi-crash-ish, and has to be driven by something like, you know, global war or something much bigger. So we just don't see that in a just a normal corrective movement of the market. So, you know, don't you may not have enough experience you know, to know not to go apocalyptic just because we have a big panic sell-off day. and it's not what do they say? It's not a foregone conclusion that today will be a red panic sell-off day. We'll see. I mean, it's going to trigger some stop losses if we break that low. That low number, by the way, is 354.70, and we're at 356.70 right now. So 2 points down on the QQQ. Nasdaq's a different number, but you can watch the QQQ to guide your market sentiment. And so, the concept here is if we break that level, which is it looks like we're going to do, but today could end up being one of those things I just talked about, a gap down from prior panicky type sell-off days, which Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday were. And then they can end up reclaiming right at that level. And then it becomes a support level, and it becomes a strong support level, because then it will be a double bottom. So there's so many ways that these things can play out, and you just don't guess, but you can take, bets, but you better know, what your risk and reward potential is. You can't just guess it. The color of my image keeps changing because I opened this window, so I think I'm gonna close it. I'll keep it on. It's no big deal. But the real point is we're here at a critical point here, which is we want to get in stuff if this is indeed gonna bounce, But if nothing's showing up, then there's not really going to be a meaningful bounce, the market, meaningful stocks to make meaningful moves requires money. And if the money's there, we'll see it in signals on stocks, on businesses. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing any. And this week we have some earnings coming through. So, this whole week has to be sort of sussed out and felt out. And just because the market might make a bounce, for example, doesn't mean it's meaningful. It has to have signals, meaningful signals, quality signals, or let's put it this way, meaningful signals on quality stocks, or just plain old signals on quality stocks. We're not seeing that. So we all know the bottom's in when we see something like that, and some VIX divergence would help. Let's take a look at the VIX, by the way, see if we got any divergence. We don't. We do not have any divergence. We have convergence, confluence with the VIX. So the VIX, we'll know more, when we get right to a particular level, but it's looking like there's nothing tricky going on in the market. That this move down is real and true. And of course it is, because rates have gone up. So the cost of venture capital, the cost of loans, the cost of money right now is high. And so it's harder to do business. It's harder to expand your business. And it's more of a time, kind of like the batten down the hatches type of time. Inflation is still rampant. And, that's not a good sign for the market. The market goes down not just because rates go up and inflation's going up. The market just isn't just people going crazy and like running all around in pandemonium. They're calculated adjustments across different stocks. Some stocks won't be hit by inflation so hard. Others will be, and that it gets calculated into the market like a vault, like a combo lock on a vault. Like the little gears have to adjust all across the market. The market doesn't sell off. It adjusts. That's why when price changes downward on the market, we call it a correction. It's like we got to change your dials, and tweak stuff in. So, there's no such thing necessarily as just movement on the market. It's all interrelated. The global macro, the dollar's positioning, gold, other assets, real estate, and rates, inflation, energy costs, prices, and all linked with their own supply and demands, and global supply and demand chains, and domestic supply and demand chains. And it's a very complex thing. But if we do push down this morning 2 points on the QQQs to 54.70, I believe, that will trigger some stop losses for investors, and that's what we're going to be looking for. I think that's the what to watch out for today. And again, we could also just go up from here, from the open, and not even get down there yet. Be waiting for some earnings this week to just suss that completely out. It's probably a little bit more likely that we do doji a little bit like that. However, inflation's up, rates are up, and the market's going to respond. So we'll see how everything adjusts this morning. All right, we're watching 3 stocks: FaZe, F-A-Z-E, RNAS, which is looking very good actually for day trade. Okay, intraday trade. I would not put much faith into it as a swing trade, and in fact, as a day trade, I'd be in and out. And then AVTX, another one that's been just really wild and unpredictable. So, but that one's making a move as well. But RNAS looks like our best opportunity. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to install this driver now. Told me to. Don't think it did it. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's coming up as an installer thing. All right. Oh, it's just an NVIDIA display driver? Oh, man. How's that going to change anything in TikTok? Jeez. All right. We have how many minutes until the market opens? 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And we're on the ball. I don't know if my scan's not working or there literally is nothing qualifying. I've got nothing on my gap list, which is incorrect, I believe, because RNAS is qualifying. So I don't know. Maybe that'll work better tomorrow. Something funky with Thinkorswim. FaZe, RNAS, and BBTS show up on my TradingView scan. Welcome. Who was that? David. Welcome. Good morning, man. You just missed kind of the market update. We did a pretty good one, 10 minutes of it. Main point is today could be a panic day, a little bit of a panic day, but it could be tomorrow. It could be Wednesday or Thursday. We're at a critical little level here on the market. I'll put the Qs right here in the corner. Yeah, we're not getting TikTok up this morning in time. That's okay. I like reaching people through TikTok, but you know why I don't like TikTok. Now, frankly, Twitter's getting interesting. X. It's they're adding video posting, and I'm live streaming on Twitter as we speak, and They have spaces and all these other things. So, Twitter X could become a favorable place to be broadcasting. I mean, they should start doing something because they need to cut into like Rumble and all these other places which are kind of picking up the slack before it's too late. All right, so we'll just close down my laptop, which I'll be doing TikTok, and we'll just close that down. In the 30 years at 4.5%. So I have that hedged. I have my bonds hedged using TMV calls. And I think I need to get 2 more of those contracts. I'm a little under hedged, I believe. I'm gonna know more later tonight when everything adjusts. But all right, here we go. We have 30 seconds before the market opens. Okay, here it comes. All right, watch RNAS. It's right at the breakout point. Okay, that's potential entry in RNAS, maybe half size. You can wait for a 1 minute breakout to add. I'm going to take my own advice and not trade on Monday. Not day trade, anyway. But good luck to everyone. Okay, so the market is just going sideways, holding for the first 30 seconds here. RNAS is appreciating from $1.30 to $1.45. That's a nice move there. It's going to be crazy. Okay, the market's starting to move up now. This is what I was talking about, is that we could get this kind of gap fill kind of day today. This is another way that the market could go. Phase is bleeding out. That stock's killing people right now. There's going to be no one left who's been watching it. AVTX is popping a little bit. We've got that first minute of range put in on both RNAS, which has triggered long, and I think halting. And AVTX, we got the 1 minute long entry on AVTX as well. I personally am not going to day trade on Mondays anymore because like 28%. I have a 28% win rate on Mondays. By Wednesday, I have a 38% win rate. Tuesdays and Thursdays right in the middle, and Friday not so good either. So Monday and Friday worst trading days. Tuesday and Thursday second best, and Wednesday best. Okay, AVTX is fading now, and it's breaking the 1 minute low almost. All right, the market is breaking down. I'm going to go ahead and get an entry on some puts there for the market. I'm not really going to trade stocks, but I will take short on this market. And remember, the level we talked about was 354.70. If we end up cracking that level, it could trigger stops. So that's a little bit of what I'm banking on here by going short at the 1 minute low breakdown. Looks like that's going to break a pre-market low pivot. That's a point in which I'm going to take 10% out. $355.97. If we break $355.97, we're going to take one out. There we go. Boom. All right. So I'll just be looking for moments like that on the market now. I'm going to let the Kama, remember we talked about that? I'm going to let the Kama keep me in on some of these contracts. Good morning, Justin. Okay, so RNAS is halted, and who got into RNAS? Is anybody trading RNAS? RNAS looked pretty damn sweet, but anybody get in around the market open in the old proper trading trigger, and then get into the halt? That'd be awesome. And then some of you might already have been in it from pre-market. So, but that's two different kind of traders. Just wanted to know if anybody got in it at the open and beat it to the halt. That'd be awesome. From the open, I mean, from this base breakout, pre-market high breakout, 128 to 153, pretty good action. 19.5% into the halt. Very nice. I'd definitely be aggressive about taking profits on these shit stocks. Maybe 10 to 20% exits on your ladder. Maybe more. Maybe 25%. Or even a third. Okay, the market oscillating upward now. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, so RNAS should be coming out of the halt like in a minute here. Halted at 153. It should be coming out of the halt any second here. Okay, it's out of the halt to hit $1.70. It's now hitting $1.74. Woo! $1.74 from $1.28 pre-market. 36% gains since the pre-market high. Breakout. Trigger. And it's at 169, 170 right now. If you're out there on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever, send me a message right now, and let me see if I get it. Because I'm just checking my comment aggregator. All right, the market is making a move up now after having explored lows. Okay, yeah, I see you. What's your name? Jose Lynn Valores. Good morning. Over on YouTube. Nice to have you. All right, RNAS with a pretty good pullback. That sell-off's going to send it into a halt. I think it may be halting at $1.50 down. like I said, I take your profits super quick and be quite aggressive. 25%. I think, I don't even know sure if I mentioned it, but like a third would not be, absurd. Absurd to take a third. It would not be absurd to take a third. AVTX moving up after breaking a shelf, inner pivot shelf at 1457. And it could break out at 1531. So it's got a little bit of a domino potential going on here. It's a really wide, really high ADR stock, so you gotta be careful. And AVTX is continuing. RNAS either didn't halt or somehow it's out of halt. No, I think it didn't halt. And it's starting to push again. The market decided to be supported today, to see this as a buying opportunity. And we are seeing staples and defensives rotate out of, and then money go into growth stocks this morning. We're seeing some correction in the rates and inflation, oil, energy, and gold. MPRA, something has moved 2x ATR and pulled back at too low volume. But interesting, always good to take a look. Yeah, RNAS is trying to tighten up and run again. But it looks to me like $1.78 is going to be an important level to break. Potentially difficult. Okay, AVTX has broken pre-market high of 1530 and is now has hit 1550. Continues AVTX. A wild stock. Ticker to trade. Just been all over the map lately, and you'll be lucky if you get a scalp out of it. It's not, you can't really hold it overnight. Not with, the size that you would have to put it at in order to protect your capital. It just makes it completely not worth it. So, huge moves are good, ADR percent, but also it has to be tied with consistency, a certain quality level. Because they work hand in hand, because the quality level creates lower risk, higher reward. AVTX, the way it's trading, the quality level is so terrible that it creates a wide amount of risk that if you size properly for, then the reward is not really in a usable multiple It's just not even worthwhile. You can't just trade something every day. Some days it's just not going to be there. Some days the stocks are just not going to be there. But RNAS is getting really close now to $1.75. It can at least pop. I don't really think that's rally-like, but, hey, it's a microcap, 400,000 float. It's so small that the fleas are just handing shares to each other. Bouncing off the 20 MA. Let's see. Yeah, that's a green over red reclaim bounce off the 20 MA type of entry. Yeah. And when you do that, you get in like half or a third, and then you follow up at the end of the day or midday if it bases out and provides a safe opportunity for additions. And so by the end of the day, you're finally fully in if it performed well, but in my experience, it can still be good to wait until just the end of the day. Yeah, RNAS is halted at $1.75. RNAS is halted up at $1.75 because the money that you'll lose, the 2 out of 3 times it doesn't end up being a good entry at the end of by the end of the day, the money you'll lose by getting in early will negate if you had just waited until the end of the day and known de facto that it's good to go, good to get into. So you literally waste money that you would have saved, that you could have saved, trying to get a better price at the beginning of the day. That's why all swing trades are best put on at the end of the day. What was I going to say? But the exception to that, Daniel, is if we already knew pre-market and we didn't, because the volume was nothing, price change was nothing. If we already knew pre-market by high volume or high price change or both, that something was going on and that it's triggering an entry for us, then you can get out on the 1 minute opening range breakout, and see where it goes from there. AVTX hitting 16 now. And then RNAS halted at $1.75. That's decent. It'll be interesting to see where RNAS gets to today, and some of you might be in it. Okay, on highest volume, let's sort by high volume and see what we got now. BBTS phase, PXMD, LSRCY, GDH, GFJ, TSY, GWH. That's it. Yeah, so it's pretty anemic day. There's nothing interesting going on. And this Nikola is on average volume projected by the end of the day. So this is kind of like nothing move on Nikola. But it could be, it could be something. It depends on what you believe. Okay, let's see. We do have staples moving down, healthcare moving down, utilities moving down, financials down, energy, gold, oil, rates moving down from the open I'm talking about. But industrials are holding, and then we've got Communications and tech doing okay. I left one out, and I'm not seeing it here. Base materials doing okay. So it's a very mixed market. So we're probably looking at not really an all-day grind-up kind of day, but a mixed day, something that will oscillate all over the place. A day of chop. And if anything, the VIX is showing slight divergence to the downside, slight, maybe indicating that right now the market has topped right here and that it's just going to chop it now. And the VIX can show you that. VIX divergence when you compare it to the Qs or the S&P 500. All right. Well, I think that we've got the market under control here. Hopefully that orientates you and you got what you needed to out of this live stream this morning. Click the link in my bio or wherever you are and come join our ecosystem. And everybody, let's get in there and continue trading in the group. All right. See you in the trading group, everybody. All right. Have a good morning. You're welcome. Thank you.